In the vibrant tapestry of 1995, Arthur and Eleanor were the picture of youthful optimism. Late 20s, boundless energy, and an unwavering, almost naive belief that their golden future would simply materialize without effort, without thought.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, Elle?
Of course.
Oh, a 401k? That's for boring people. We're living the dream, Elle.
We'll catch up later. Plenty of time.
They had good jobs. Arthur, a quick-witted salesman, always brought home a decent paycheck. Enough for comfort, enough for more. Eleanor, a gifted graphic designer, loved her freelance freedom. They never truly struggled, but the unspoken truth, the silent pact they made with their future, was that they never truly planned.
Their savings accounts sat dormant, a forgotten well, while credit cards, like silent, obedient servants, funded lavish trips and impulse buys. Each swipe, a promise to a fleeting present, a debt to an unseen future. The years, once so vibrant with possibility, blurred into a comfortable, unexamined stream. They were too busy living for today to truly consider planning for tomorrow. The children grew, went off to college, student loans, a new, ignored monster on their collective financial horizon, and started their own lives, largely inheriting their parents' casual optimism. Oblivious, perhaps, to the invisible tightrope Arthur and Eleanor were truly walking, a rope fraying with every passing year. And then, the year 2025 arrived, Arthur's 65th birthday. The day wasn't met with fanfare or champagne, but with a cold, creeping dread that seeped into their very bones. The quiet, inexorable tick of the clock was now deafening. A small, almost forgotten pension from a long-ago job. Eleanor's minimally funded 401k from her later career, and Social Security statements, once filed away unread, now laid bare a chilling reality. It wouldn't be enough, not nearly enough. The ghost had arrived.
Arthur, what now? How did we...
The horror began subtly, like a slow, creeping fog that choked the very air they breathed. The small luxuries, once their identity, vanished first, each one a painful excision. Daily lattes became a distant memory, replaced by bitter, cheap coffee. Dining out, once a joy, was replaced by stark, frugal home-cooked meals, tasted with a hollow ache. The big, comfortable house, once a fortress of their carefree existence, now felt like a sarcophagus of unpaid bills. The horrifying realization dawned with a sickening lurch in their stomachs. They simply couldn't afford it. The ground beneath them had vanished.
The downsizing was brutal, tearing away layers of their life, selling decades of memories, cherished furniture, the very echoes of family laughter in every room. Each item sold felt like a piece of their soul chipped away. The smaller apartment they moved into felt like a cage, cramped, unfamiliar, a tangible representation of their diminished future. Arthur tried to plaster on his old cheerful demeanor for Eleanor, but his eyes held a haunted, far-away look, betraying the immense weight on his shoulders.
Then came the real terror, healthcare. A persistent cough for Arthur, initially dismissed as just a cold, led to a series of escalating tests, culminating in a diagnosis that required relentless, ongoing medication and specialist visits.
Eleanor developed a chronic, debilitating back issue that stole her sleep and her mobility. Without the robust health insurance they'd always considered an unnecessary expense in their vibrant younger years, the copays and deductibles became a relentless, silent predator, a beast devouring their last resources. Each prescription, each doctor's visit, each therapy session felt like a vampire slowly siphoning away the last drops of their financial blood life. Minor ailments, once a nuisance, transformed into existential threats that loomed over every waking moment.
The golden years they had envisioned, filled with leisurely travel, spoiling grandchildren, cultivating new hobbies, were not just absent, they were actively hostile, a cruel mirage. The stark specter of financial ruin, a monster they themselves had fed with apathy, forced them back into the workforce. Arthur, once a charismatic salesman, found himself greeting customers at a big box store, his knees aching with every step, his spirit dulled by the endless monotony. Eleanor, with her once creative mind, took a grueling part-time data entry job. The repetitive tasks, a stark, crushing contrast to her vibrant past. The indignity gnawed at them, eroding their pride piece by agonizing piece, leaving behind only the bitter taste of what if. The most terrifying aspect was the constant, inescapable presence of the ghost. Not a spectral entity gliding through halls, but a phantom limb of what could have been. It was the crushing weight of lost opportunities, the gnawing regret of past complacency, and the horrifying realization that the vibrant, comfortable future they had blithely assumed would care for itself had instead exacted a brutal and unforgiving price. Their very dreams were now the monsters of their reality.
Their vibrant youth had been consumed by the present, leaving their elder selves in a chilling, avoidable twilight. The ghost of golden years whispers a stark warning to us all. The future is not a gift passively received. It is a legacy actively built. Or, terrifyingly, it is a nightmare born of inaction that will haunt your every waking hour.